Good morning. So today what we're going to do is we're going to evaluate f of x of piecewise functions. So what we did last week was we looked at each of the piecewise functions, and then we were able to determine which equation we would use in order to evaluate f of x. Today we're actually going to find out what the value would be if we evaluated it. So if I'm looking at number 1, f of x is x plus 5, and then it's giving us our bounds where x is less than negative 2, and f of x is 4, where x is greater than or equal to negative 2. So if we look at the first one here, it's telling us we need to evaluate f of 3. So first we need to determine which equation we would use to evaluate f of 3. Would it be x plus 5, where x is less than or equal to negative 2, or would it be 4, where x is greater than or equal to negative 2? So 3 is our x value. 3 is greater than negative 2, so we would use the second equation. So what we're going to do is we're going to type that into our calculator under y equals. So under y equals, I'm going to put y equals negative 4. Then I'm going to go to my table, and we need to find f of 3. So f of 3 here would be negative 4. And I'm going to show my table, and that's how I found it. So f of 3 gave me negative 4. And for this one, we use the second equation. Let's look at the second example. So it's saying, what is f of negative 4? Well, which equation would I use for this? So here it's telling me this negative 4 is a number that is less than negative 2. So I'm going to use the first equation for this. So I'm going to use x plus 5. So what we're going to do there then, under my y equals, I'm going to type in that second equation of x plus 5. Then I'm going to go to my table. And in my table, I'm looking for where my x value is negative 4. And it says my y value is 1. So f of negative 4 is 1. So then I'm going to draw my table on the side to show how I got that answer. Then negative 4 gives me 1. Now I can solve this algebraically as well. If this is x plus 5 as my equation, everywhere I see x, I replace it with the negative 4. And negative 4 plus 5 gave me that 1 there. So there are two different ways that I could figure that out. Okay, then the last one is f of negative 2. So which equation am I going to use to find f of negative 2? Well, here this is x is less than negative 2. And this is x is greater than or equal to negative 2. So that means I'm going to be using that second equation. So I would type in the y equals negative 4 into my calculator. I go to my table, and f of negative 2 is, oh, sorry, I typed that in wrong. X equals negative 4 into my calculator. Go to my table, and negative 2 gives me a negative 4. So f of negative 2 is negative 4. All right, so I want you to take a second to try example number 2. All right, so looking at example 2, here in the first question, we want to find f of negative 2. So in order to find f of negative 2 is less than 1. So we're going to use this first equation, 2x plus 1. And there are two ways that we could do this. The first way is we could substitute in negative 2 for x and solve to get negative 3. Or we would put it in our table and look for where x is negative 2. My y value is negative 3. So f of negative 2 gives me negative 3. The second example is f of 6. 6 is greater than or equal to 1. So we're going to be using our second equation to solve. So we could solve by substituting in 6 everywhere I see x and solving to get negative 9. Or if you put this equation under y equals, look at the table where x is 6, y is negative 9. And the third one is f of 1. So 1, x is less than 1 is not the one that we're going to use, where x is greater than or equal to 1. 1 is equal to 1, so we use this second equation, negative 2x plus 3. One way we could solve is we could substitute 1 in for everywhere we see x, and then we get 1 when we simplify, or we go to our table where x is 1, we get y is 1. All right, so I want you to try 3, 4, 5, and 6, and you're going to submit those answers onto your Google form.